Do you think we'll have football in 2 weeks? The way this corona bug is flying. It's not even walking. It's not jogging. It is flying faster than Usain Bolt through all
Can
these
I go
football
first?
teams.
Can I take this first?
Yeah, go ahead,
You got
0-4.
it.
Go ahead.
If anyone needs the
Hope-
season to be over, it needs to be Kit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, can we not bet this year? Can we just let the money go away? But as far as the rest of the year, I honestly, and this is part of the projection I had earlier in the podcast, like a couple weeks back. I don't think they're gonna have a season at the certain point because the fact is that we're having teams having to travel across country, and I think this virus is jumping ship with certain people. I think this thing is really flying with certain parties because it started with not so much started with, but we had Cam with the Patriots getting coronavirus. I'm not sure the Titans now got 5 people. Like it's hopping around and it's hard to contact trace what's happening because the fact is there's 32 teams in the league and these teams are traveling, so there's 16 travels a week. By the time you get to the point where you catch the shit, it may have been 1 or 2 weeks at that point where this team's already interacted with another team at that point. So I think that the league needs to reevaluate. I think that the only way they can sustain this, because the fact is you're getting star players and starting quarterbacks that are starting to get sick. I think the only way that you can sustain this is if you make bubble situations, like I said earlier. I propose the idea of having 4 designated locations as bubbles and have 4 teams in each location. Is that right? 4 or 8? I think it's 8. 8 is 8 teams in each location and have those 8 teams play each other in those locations and then rotate to a separate bubble rather than having 32 teams fly to 16 different locations. I think that's not feasible, and I think that's going to cause them to have to shut down the season. But on to the next one.
I just think how they went about this whole fucking how they went about playing football was just done. It wasn't done right. Because the reason why the NBA had success is because the players were all quarantined from like the rest of society. Like when these players go home, after the game and stuff, they going back to the real world and then they coming back to the office and stuff. So yeah, you're gonna have a higher chance of somebody catching the virus, in the NFL.
Agreed on that point.
I agree. I mean, I would want the NFL to continue, just because I like to bet on the game.
I was about to say he want his bets.
He just want his bets. That's the only thing you worried about.
He made a little money. Well, not a little money. He made some money. He don't know how to act. Boy got his
I
own
ain't make
money.
shit. I don't know what Kip told me. I ain't make a coin.
I didn't announce nothing. I just said, boy got his own money. He got his own money.
I don't know what he talking about. I'm just trying to make $1. You know what I mean? But
$1 in a dream. That's all they got, right?
I would hope for it to continue. Like the quote unquote president of the United States said, this virus ain't really nothing. It ain't nothing.
When you quoting the president, I think that we have a bad situation. But go ahead.
You just quoted the president.
Just put some tape on your heart. I ain't quite. Well, it was a rough quote, I guess. Well, he ain't my. He ain't my guy.
Hey, what you try? Don't take backs. Don't try to.
He ain't my guy.
Oh, bro,
I ain't no damn Republican. I ain't T-Ball.
You coming to the Republican side?
We start early with
coming to the Republican side. Is that what it is?
What's the animal for the Republicans? Is it the donkey?
The donkey?
Hey,
nah.
you know what's funny?
Elephant.
You know what's funny?
Y'all the donkeys.
You know what's funny? Every time a nigga gets
I'm not Republican.
We donkeys? Yeah, that's why you say that. You the elephant. That's what you're trying to say. Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah.
We heard you. He said, y'all the donkeys.
He making the subliminals be known.
Every time a nigga gets some money, bro.
Not we the donkeys. Y'all the donkeys.
Every time a nigga gets some money, they always go Republican.
I ain't no damn Republican. I don't know.
I got a question for that.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I have a question now because the extra said that. That's a very good question.
Wait. So let's get back on topic. Continue. I mean, we're talking about the whole COVID running through the NFL teams. Here's my thing, right? We talk about a dome. The dome would have been different. We're talking hypotheticals with the dome. The dome would have been different with the NFL players. You have 55, 53-man rosters plus practice squad players. There was no way they was going to keep even the bubbles corona free. my number one question is where they gonna keep the skeezers at? The hoes, the women, the ladies of the nights. Where they gonna keep them at? Because 53 men in a let's just say, because everybody assumes, let's say 25% of them are gay. All right, that still leaves the other 75% of the NFL players that's gonna want some. And what do you think they're gonna do? They're still gonna break the rules and go outside the bubble. Think about it. Lemon Pepper Lou left, and there's way less players. So it don't matter if there was a bubble. I think personally, they're gonna find a way to cover it up because they're not gonna lose all this money. Everybody's watching NFL right now. They're trying to reprimand they're trying to capitalize and reprimand the Texans because the Texans wasn't following the protocol. What they really gonna do to the Texans? Take a draft pick?
The Titans, you mean? The Titans?
The Titans. They're gonna take a draft pick? That's it? If that's the case, that's telling you they don't really take this as serious as they're saying. They know that these guys, if I'm in Georgia, I'm going out every night. I don't care what nobody said. I'm a practice squad player. I'm going out every night. I'm letting these girls know I'm on their team. If I'm in Florida, Miami been open. I don't even think it ever closed. So I'm out there.
Did you say Miami, the Dolphins, I guess whoever is able to announce what's available open, they said that the Dolphins can fill their full stadium now. Like they gave them
all 65,000. I heard that.
So I'm not sure if it's the governor or the.
Time out. So just want to make sure I clarify. So the Miami Dolphin Stadium, they've got the green light
for full capacity.
And mind you, Miami is one of those locations that have had one of those highest fluctuations in the coronavirus due to the fact is that they've been opening early or they didn't shut down fully.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. I just want to make sure I clarify that.
But let's say the NFL and the Dolphins are doing the right thing because they still said even though they got the go, they're only going to let in 19,000 or 13. I forgot.
That's the right thing to do.
So they're being smart about it, but it just tells you the type of time certain states are on. Texas, I think, is open fully. They may have just shut back down, but they was open fully too. How many Texas teams we got? Those motherfuckers having fun.
Cowboys. Oh, you're talking about NFL or just in general?
Yeah, NFL, Texas teams.
They got the Texans, the Cowboys, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
The COVID is forcing the NFL to move some games around. They moving more games to Monday. I just seen that they moved the Patriots Broncos game to Monday. They moving the Bills and Titans game to Tuesday, which would be a little different. I'm not mad at it because now you are giving us more sports to watch throughout the week.
You know what I mean? That's true.
NBA Finals about to be over Friday once the Lakers finish the heat off.
Hey, let's not put that on them yet. Let us rock. Let
it play out.
Let LeBron play out, man.
We're gonna get there. Let's wrap up this topic.
I just think that what the NFL is going through right now is exactly what MLB went through when they first came back because they started off good and then they had those few cases between the Marlins and then the Reds got postponed, but they were able to get it under wraps. So I just think it's going to take them a little bit more time to get it under wraps because again they got more players that they got to worry about. Baseball team I would say they have maybe the second biggest rosters out of the sports in America. Football, then baseball,
I don't know.
then maybe
hockey. How about hockey?
I put hockey second. The baseball teams be having 12 pitchers on their team at one time.
No, hockey guys. Remember, they pretty much switched the whole team in and out though.
I say
soccer got a good amount as well too.
We don't really got no professional soccer teams though in America.
You're not going to disrespect the MLS you're not going to disrespect the MLS. The WNBA, you can disrespect them, but not the MLS.
We're not going to do that.
Yikes!
Timestamp that.
Whoa! I don't know who said that. There go that dog. Can I pet that dog?
There go that elephant.
That elephant back at it.
Hell nah.
All right, transition us over.
Nah, fuck. He's got the screen for 30 minutes. I want to say one sentence.
What's up?
Buddies? Hello. But they got too much money not to get private jets. That's all I'm saying. There's no way the fucking NFL Association get each team a fucking private jet.
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. I'm gonna tell you what the issue is. What should be done, because you know I got this logistically, right? Marriott needs to open up hotels and quarantine the entire team in a whole Marriott hotel in each city. Because if you quarantine the players, and you keep track of the players throughout the week, then you know their track. It's basically like the bubble. You know their whereabouts. You track them easier.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You feel me?
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying, though.
Sure is
hot.
Yeah.
First of all, Kip, this was my idea. I said this shit fucking last week.
No, so I know you know how I know I beat you out on that. I said about 4 or 5 weeks before the season started.
No, you did not.
I swear to God.
He did. Before the season even started.
Yeah, when we were talking about it.
So I asked you the question about it.
So I guess I'm gonna just shut the fuck up then.
You was a player 2 nigga.
I'm gonna just mute myself, okay?
Crazy. But I agree with you on that. Like somebody should jump into it, but I don't think that's really going to really mitigate it, because the fact is, at the end of the day, these players are at home from Tuesday? We'll say Tuesday to Wednesday to be generous. They're at home from Tuesday to Wednesday, or in their home with their home locale for that period of time, where they're doing God knows what at that time. So yeah, I get it. We can bubble them in a hotel, which I'm pretty sure they're doing. But at the end of the day, if they have 3 days where they're doing God knows what, going out doing God knows with who, those are moments where they can catch the coronavirus, then bring it to these locations where they got the hotel where there's a bubble, and then they can spread it amongst their teammates and shit like that, and possibly spread it to the next team. So I don't think that simply just having a hotel for a weekend is satisfactory enough to stop what's going on. They need to go ahead and be like, all right, we need to reevaluate this, shut this shit down, bring this into smaller clusters so that people don't have to travel larger locations, and that way they can do better contract tracing. Because think about it. If they had 8 teams in a location and one team in that location got sick, they could easily stop 8 games from stopping rather than stopping the entire 32 teams from stopping. You would still have regular scheduled football games for everybody else. I think that they need to really reevaluate what they're doing as far as having niggas travel across country. That's just my standpoint on it.
All right, so let's put a little betting line on this, since Dave's the betting man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the money line: 5 games before the NFL gets canceled.
5 more games or
5 games?
Yeah, 5 games. So you can either go if it will get canceled before the 5 games, or it will get canceled after 5 games.
This week is week 5, so
after 5, so week 10. Do you think it will still be here in week 10, or you think it won't be here? What's your bet?
So, quick question.
Yeah.
Or if it continues on, sorry, are you asking if it continues on this exact trend we got going on?
Yeah, if it continues. So ultimately what I'm saying, do you think it's going to finish, or you think it's not going to finish?
I absolutely, well, go ahead, Dave. You go first.
I think that it will finish. It might not finish immediately. It might be delayed a little bit. Or, the season, because a lot of these games are being pushed back, the season may get pushed back. We might not see a Super Bowl till maybe end of February or something like that. But I do see the season finishing out.
All right.
Because if they were really concerned about it, they wouldn't be even postponing the games. They would be taking better precautions, or I think they would be taking bigger steps if they were really concerned about the virus. They're just, I think it's going to continue. I think they're going to get under wraps. I think they're going to start fining niggas.
Damn, nigga, when you go to the Ox, do you take this long to make it back, nigga? Damn, nigga.
I do, nigga.
Are they going to finish or not?
I be sitting in the car for an hour.
I ain't gonna lie. Nigga. We used to be at the casino. I'll be there for a half hour thinking about this shit.
I get all my information.
Sit down and get a drink, bro. We would go
to
sit down. Get
are they going to finish or not? What you got, Dave?
I'm done.
You got finishing? Good. X, what you got? Finishing?
Bro, they finishing.
All right. Bobby, what you got? Finishing?
Finish. Yeah, they gonna finish.
Dictator over there.
Yo, kid, what you got? Finishing?
I'm gonna keep it stacked with you. I think that they're gonna do everything in their power to finish. Because the fact is that this is you gotta think like, this is a juggernaut. This the biggest sport in the country right here, North America right here. Yikes! So I think they're gonna try to finish it, but I think
Oh, can I add something? My fault, Kip.
No, go ahead. I'll say that. I think they're gonna finish it. Go ahead. Yeah.
If Biden gets elected, they don't finish.
I don't think that either. I don't think that's gonna stop it.
At that point, they're only gonna be in playoff time because he doesn't take office till January.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Nah,
but they might not have. But if they have to push the season back and Biden does take over,
and the way Trump talking, he ain't leaving if he lose anyway. So it doesn't matter. Since we talk about Trump, I'll do the transition for us. Let's talk about the debate that went down yesterday.
Hold on, time out. But you gotta think about it too.
Let me transition.
Let me transition. But the reason why I was
gonna let everybody get their thoughts out first. I was gonna be saving my transition.
Yeah, no funny. I agree with you though, Day, 100%, because Trump probably would say that. But the reason why I brought that, the reason why I said the pause is that the nigga said, "Hey, I want Big Ten football back." That's the reason I want to say it. Like he definitely gonna be like, "All right, football got to continue." He is not gonna let that shit not go.
He's not gonna let that shit go.
He's not gonna let it go. And even if Biden was to get office, I don't think that he's gonna be able to stop that, bro.
Hey, speaking of flies, hey, let's talk about
hold on. What's Dave's transition into? I forgot about that.
Podcast done.